I just love the outdoors. I love being up here. There's only a couple of things I don't like about working outdoors. And of those couple of things, the worst by far is trying to dig post holes in the Canadian Shield. I tell you, there are so much rock here and so many rock shelves just below the surface. I had to dig these 2 holes. I've now dug 7 different holes trying to get 2 that I can get down at least, 40, 44 inches. I mean, I would have loved 4 feet. The first one I got down about 44 inches and about 10 to 12 inches in diameter, so I'm in pretty good shape. This guy here, I only made it 25 inches before I hit the rock shelf. And I gotta tell you, I'm not digging anymore. That's gonna have to be good enough. It's just a support pole for the main pole for the fence post. Okay, we're off to the hardware store. Gonna grab some 6x6s and some limestone and keep working on it. Stick around. Cheers. Well, I have to tell you, I really enjoyed that project. You're probably wondering why. I have a fence gate that doesn't make it across the driveway. Well, the reason for that, of course, is that this is not where I actually wanted to put the gate. Let me show you how it all started. So we started this part one of my farm gate project by marking out my property boundary. And you'll remember I tied a blue ribbon, took it all the way down the property line to make sure that I didn't put the farm gate beyond my property. I actually wanted the gate right here. But as I mentioned before, I'm in the Canadian Shield. I had to start digging 7 holes all the way down this driveway to try to finally find a spot that I could get down at least 3 to 4 feet to get my fence post in. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of work. You get about 12, 15 inches down and you end up hitting rock. And it's not so bad if you hit small rocks or boulders. You can just dig them out with a pry bar. But you've got a big granite rock shelf that runs right through this property. Same issues we had years ago when we tried to get that cabin built. So instead of having my gate right here in the narrow part of the driveway, I ended up with it down here at one of the bends in the driveway, which of course is a little bit wider than the narrow spot I started with. Second reason why, because I didn't have to buy this farm gate. It was back behind the woodshed at Guy's place. He's had it for years because, as you know, Guy keeps all kinds of stuff that he thinks might be of use later, and sure enough it was. So I was able to get the gate. It's about 9 foot 6 inches, and I wasn't going to complain. I think this will do the trick just fine. So for you folks that might be new to the channel, just full disclosure, I am certainly no carpenter or tradesman or craftsman, but I do love trying to do projects out here in the outdoors. At the end of the day, could have done things a little better if I was a little more skilled. You know, a couple of angles turned out good, a few angles, not so good. But I've got 2 posts in that are square and level on all sides, got the farm gate in. I raised the gate up about 1 foot off the ground, or close to 1 foot, and the reason why, of course, is because of all the snow we get in the wintertime. It's tough pushing a farm gate through 2 or 3 feet of snow, so I wanted it up high enough that I had a bit more leverage when I got down here to open up the gate in the middle of winter. You may also have noticed that I biased the level on the fence. I didn't want it perfectly level. What I wanted to do is bring it back so that it has a tendency to stay open as opposed to a tendency to continue to fall into the driveway. So what I did is I put the bottom bracket out a little more than I did the top bracket, and I used the level until I had it just a little bit off center. That's why you might notice that the fence looks like it's slightly tilting upwards, but that way, when I push the gate open, it should have a tendency to stay open. In part 2, I'm going to finish up the project, dress it up a little bit. What I'd like to do is maybe put a couple of 2x6 planks across here just to make it a little bit more dressy, kind of look like a fence. And I may even extend it along this little walking path right to the maple tree about 12 feet back. Need to cap off the top of my posts. Need to put some hooks and some chains around both the ash tree where it's going to be connected, as well as to the post I put in to hold the gate when I have it open. So that wraps up part 1 of this 2-part series. I hope you found it, if nothing else, a little bit entertaining. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families, and hopefully I'll see you on part 2. Cheers.